Hello and welcome to the deep dive for another week. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to check out our website, www.deepdiveau.net. Check us out on our socials, the Deep Dive AU on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. Check out our YouTube channel, which is available via our website. And very soon you can support us on Patreon.
This is the Deep Dive Podcast. And here is your host, Michael Coles.
On this week's episode, I will be telling you how you can work with me effectively and how my autism affects me in my working life. So first of all, how can you work with me and get the best out of me? First of all, I usually like to script things in my head and talk about things that I'm very excited about. When that happens, the conversation flows quite freely. However, when I have to come up with stuff on the spot and I have to think about these things quickly, my brain gets quite jumbled and my speech can get a bit broken, or it won't make much sense to you. I work best when I'm not time pressured and can approach tasks in a logical way, where the tasks are clear and I know 100% what to do and how to do the task, where there is no confusion or ambiguity in a task, or if I'm confused, I can confirm how we are looking at a task before I can complete this, where there is no fear about doing anything wrong, when I can plan out my day at the beginning of the day and stick with that plan. However, if there's more urgent tasks that are quick to complete, I can do them if they don't take too much time. If there is a change of priorities for the day, I would like to discuss this with you and make a plan to do this so that everything can be done for the day. I tend to panic and get stressed if there is sudden change of process where I haven't been trained. If this is brought to my attention, I would like to discuss this with you so I can present my point of view so we can come to a workable resolution. If I'm subject to a lot of pressure and there's a lot of changes in a short period of time, I would like to at least do a bit of planning so I know exactly what to do. If I'm feeling overwhelmed with a lot of work and not getting some help to be able to complete the task required, I will actually need help. If I get put on the spot and have to make a definite decision straight away. If I'm tired from a lot of overwhelm that I experience. If there is a meeting suddenly organised that I don't know the context of, the worst case scenario tends to be activated. I need to have a rough idea of what it's about before the meeting so I can emotionally prepare and plan. If there is something I need to correct and there is no logical reason on the how, the where or the why. My main issue for me with my autism is transitions. If there is a big change, I don't really like it when it is very sudden. I really like to plan for it and make sure that I know about everything and make sure that I can fully understand it and know what to do to overcome the change and embrace it. If I get the chance to do it, change can be overcome and even welcomed. If it is very sudden and quick, and if it's not logical and I don't have a chance to understand why, it can be very triggering. So what is autism and how does it affect me? Autism is where a person may perceive things in a different way than the usual because of our differences with social interactions and repetitive behaviours and interests. How I experience my autism. I don't experience stress too well. I tend to get panic attacks when my brain is overwhelmed with a lot of information. I don't tend to read between the lines too well. I tend to either explain from the wrong viewpoint, or share too little information, or info dumping if I over-explain, as we call it. I've been bullied a lot for little to no explanation. I have selective memory and have a good memory for things I really enjoy, and a really bad short memory for things I sometimes need to remember. I have word finding difficulty as my brain has to constantly think to provide the correct words so that other people can understand what I am trying to say. This is known as dysphagia. How you may experience my autism. I have to ask a lot of questions and I'm needing to get to know how the other person is looking at it so it makes sense to me. I may get flustered for no apparent reason. Well, this is anxiety in play here. When I'm nervous, I can't put coherent sentences together. It's even worse when I'm stressed. This is known as dysphagia. I do tend to get angry, but I try not to when I feel that my rights have been ignored. This is me experiencing a meltdown. I tend to be misunderstood by others because of my difficulty in explaining things. When I get excited, I make quirky noises, or when I'm awaiting something exciting, I tend to pace all around the place. This is known as stimming. If I cry or get angry for no apparent reason, it's me letting my emotions out. This is me experiencing a meltdown. I hope you have gained some insightful knowledge about my autism, and hopefully this resonates with you. I would like to hear your thoughts on this, so please feel free to drop me a line via our website, deepdiveau.net. I'll see you next time.